The broken clock. In a small corner of the town, there stood a shop that smelled faintly of oil and old wood. Its sign read, "Timely repairs, clocks, watches, and memories." Inside, among ticking and talking sounds, lived Mr. Alden, an old clockmaker whose hands had grown thin and steady like the gears he loved. Every morning he wound the clocks one by one. Some were grand and golden, some tiny and cracked. Each had a story, and he treated them like friends. The sound of ticking filled his little world, a soft orchestra of time itself. One cold afternoon, a woman entered carrying a clock wrapped in cloth. Her hands trembled slightly as she placed it on the counter. "It stopped yesterday," she said quietly. "It was my husband's. He used to wind it every night before bed. It just stopped." Mr. Alden nodded gently and unwrapped it. It was a small wooden clock, its face scratched, its hands frozen at 11:47. He opened the back, adjusted the gears, oiled the springs, and tried to make it tick again, but it stayed silent. He tried again the next day, and again the next. Still nothing. After a week, the woman returned. "I'm sorry," Mr. Alden said softly. "It won't tick anymore. The gears have worn too deep. I could replace them, but then it wouldn't be his clock anymore." The woman smiled faintly, tears shining in her eyes. "He used to say that as long as it ticked, our love would last." Mr. Alden thought for a moment, then handed the clock back carefully. "Then perhaps," he said, "it stopped because it had done its job. It held time long enough to remind you that love doesn't stop with it." The woman held the clock close to her chest. For a moment, the shop was silent. No ticks, no talks, only the sound of her breath. She thanked him and left quietly. That evening, as the old man wound his own clocks, he paused at one that had long stopped. It had belonged to his wife. For years, he had tried to make it tick again, but that night he didn't. He simply placed it on the shelf beside her picture and smiled. As the moonlight fell across the silent clocks, Mr. Alden whispered, "Not everything broken needs fixing. Some things need remembering." And for the first time in years, the silence felt full. Full of love, of time, of peace.